The Bible's teachings about women's roles and their value can sometimes be misinterpreted, especially when looking at passages like those found in the Ten Commandments. In Exodus chapter 20 verse 17 and Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 21, we read, "You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant or his female servant, his ox or his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor." Some argue that this list implies that women are seen as mere possessions, likening them to animals or property. But let's take a closer look. These commandments are about not desiring anything that belongs to another. When a wife is included here, it's not to degrade her value. Instead, the command is focused on protecting the sanctity of relationships, particularly marriage. The verse simply emphasizes the importance of respecting what belongs to others, including their spouse, as coveting a married person would lead to adultery. When we look at the whole of the Bible, we find that women hold a special place in God's creation. Genesis chapter 1 verses 26 to 29 tells us, "God created man in his own image, male and female he created them. Let them rule over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the sky and over every living thing that moves on the earth." Here, both men and women are described as made in God's image and granted authority over creation together. This elevates women far above mere property. In Genesis chapter 2, we see that God created woman as a partner for man, saying, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." The term helpera in Hebrew indicates a partner equal in nature and value. After God created animals, Adam still had no suitable companion. So God made Eve from his rib, symbolizing equality and closeness. Man and woman are meant to become one flesh, sharing in each other's lives fully. This idea is echoed in the New Testament. Ephesians chapter 5 verses 25 to 28 instructs husbands to love your wives just as Christ loved the church. Husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. This powerful comparison shows the mutual care and respect expected in marriage, far from any idea of ownership. Likewise, Galatians chapter 3 verse 28 declares, "There is neither Jew nor Greek, slave nor free, male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus." We also read in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verses 3 to 5 that a husband and wife should fulfill their duties to each other, with both having authority over each other's bodies, showing mutual respect and balance. This demonstrates how Christian marriage is intended to reflect equality and unity. While the Bible teaches that a husband is the head of his wife in marriage, this headship is not about superiority but about roles within a harmonious relationship. It's not unlike other relationships where someone may hold authority without implying that one is greater in value or essence. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 11 to 12, we read, "In the Lord, woman is not independent of man, nor is man independent of woman." This passage emphasizes the interdependency between men and women. Just as Eve was created from Adam's side, all men are born from women, and ultimately, all are dependent on God. The Bible never suggests that women are of lesser value than men. On the contrary, it celebrates the unique roles that men and women have, while affirming their equal worth and dignity before God. Men and women, together, are tasked with the stewardship of God's creation and are each given responsibilities that reflect their unity and partnership. So, rather than seeing these passages as evidence of degradation, we can understand them as affirmations of the sanctity of marriage and the intrinsic value of both men and women. Each person, made in the image of God, is called to live in love, respect, and mutual support, fulfilling God's purpose in unity.